South Avenue. Before I knew what refuge meant, I knew the smell of food in Grandma's kitchen. Before I understood prayer, I heard it moving through the house. Coffee on the table, laughter in the room, rosary beads in faithful hands. Outside, North Sac carried sirens. Inside, Grandma's house carried peace. Grandma's house on South Ave. Smell of food in the air. Grandma's house on South Ave, smell of food in the air. Hard times outside, but love was waiting there. Screen door opening, family stepping in for a little while. The pain got thin. Coffee with Grandma, sitting at the table. Little kid heart feeling safe and stable. Didn't have much, but somehow we had enough, because Grandma made poverty feel wrapped in love. North Sac streets might have sounded like war, but peace lived quiet behind her doors. Sirens could scream, helicopters could fly, but Grandma had faith lifted up to the sky. Sometimes laughter, sometimes sad moments came. Still that house held something I couldn't name. Something holy in an ordinary place, like God left fingerprints all over grace. I didn't understand it, I was young and wild, but heaven was watching that wounded child. And every time Grandma whispered a prayer, God was planting roots deep under there. Grandma's house on South Ave, that was holy ground. Food on the stove while the world broke down. Coffee in the kitchen, prayers in the air. Jesus planted seeds while I was sitting there. Grandma's house on South Ave, love stayed true. Even when the storm outside blew through. Hell tried to claim me, but heaven had plans, with rosary prayers in my grandma's hands. She was Catholic, God-fearing, gentle but strong. Prayer groups meeting while the days felt long. Rosary beads moving, voices low, seeds of Jesus in the child's soul. She took me to church every now and again. I didn't know then what would happen within. Didn't know later when my life got rough, those little church moments would still rise up. She didn't preach loud like thunder in the street. She loved with food, with prayer, with peace. She taught without trying that God was near. Even when chaos was all I could hear, I could still see Necco wafers in her hand. Old school sweetness I didn't understand. Not flashy, not loud, but it stayed in me like simple faith, becoming legacy. And all those prayers I thought were just sound were heaven's anchors keeping me from drowning down. While Satan studied wounds and waited for night, Grandma kept speaking my name into light. He'll forget this house, he'll forget these prayers. He'll grow older, he'll chase louder voices. I'll meet him in the hunger, I'll meet him in grief. I'll meet him when pain asks for comfort. No prayer spoken in faith is wasted. No seed planted in love is lost. What she placed in him, I will water. When the storm comes, he will remember peace. When the cell closes, he will remember me. Easter mornings, family dressed up clean. Little kid wonder in a hard life scene. 4th of July, sparks in the summer sky. Laughter rising while the block rolled by. Thanksgiving table stayed full somehow. Even when money was thin in the house, plates passed around, stories being told. Warm food healing what the streets made cold. Christmas lights waiting on Santa to come. Gifts by the tree, little hearts beating drums for a poor kid. Those moments felt rich, like joy could still bloom in a broken ditch. Family all around, food and love. Grandma's prayers going straight above. Sadness sometimes sitting near the chair, but even sadness couldn't kill what was there, because that house had something deeper than meals. Something my grown heart finally feels. It was more than holidays, more than a place. It was God showing up through Grandma's grave. Grandma's
Grandma's house on South Ave, I can still smell home food in the kitchen when the nights felt cold. Coffee on the table,
Prayers in the air,
Jesus planting seeds
while I was sitting there.
Grandma's house on South Ave, mercy moves slow through rosary beads and a quiet glow. Hell tried to drag me where darkness stands, but heaven kept receipts in my grandma's hands. Now I look back from the life I survived, and I know those prayers helped keep me alive. Through Del Paso nights and the choices I made, through every wrong turn where mercy stayed. When I was running, those prayers still ran. When I was lost, they still held my hand. When I got older and darkness got loud, Grandma's faith still broke through the cloud. I didn't know Jesus like I know him today. Didn't know he was the truth, the life, the way. Didn't know the Savior would call me son after all the damage I had done. But somewhere in me was a seed from her, buried under pain, but it still stirred. And when God filled me with peace later on, I could hear grave.